Welcome to Canucks Last Week, where I try to cover everything Canucks hockey before Willie D and his mustache puts you to sleep. I mean, instead of counting sheep, you can just count lines. Line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 1, line 2, line 3, and I am triggered. 2015 versus Calgary was easily the worst coached playoff series I've ever seen. Great start to a video, Miroki, bringing up old wounds. No wonder your views are down. Sorry. To start off the week, we have the game against San Jose, and actually I retract that statement right away. Let's not start the week there because clearly the Canucks didn't want to start their week there either. 4-0. The Canucks lay a massive goose egg and are only able to muster up 19 shots. Yikers. And that's 8 straight losses. Pettersson, Boeser, Horvat, Hughes. Pettersson, Boeser, Horvat, Hughes. Pettersson, Boeser, Horvat. That was a long stretch. Now on to the real first game of the week, the first of 2 games against the LA Kings in a home-and-home. Sam Gagner scores a goal on the power play in the bumper spot, a spot where he put up 50 points with the Columbus Blue Jackets, 18 of those on the power play, and it's about time. It's really nice to see him in that spot. Really encouraging signs from that first unit, seeing them move the puck with a purpose on a really nice low set option from EP to Bo to Gagner in the slot. More on that and hopefully a video in a later date. The Canucks power play really fascinates me and I want to take more of an in-depth look at it in the near future. I just want to give it a few more games for them to settle in, especially now with Boeser back from injury. Jake Virtanen, who I thought had a very strong week and had a great forecheck in this game, used his speed and big body along the boards and with the help of Nikolai Goldobin found the puck towards the left of the Kings net, and he displayed some vision that I have just not seen from him before. I really thought he was going to shoot that puck, and Cal Peterson sure as heck thought he was winding up for a point-blank clapper, but no, he fakes the slap shot, passes over to Adam Gaudette for his first career NHL goal. What's a king to a god? So now with the game tied at 2 and the Canucks looking to break the slump. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for Team Tank, but it is very difficult catching 8 L's in a row. The Canucks needed a hero. Nay, they needed an extraterrestrial being. Dion Phaneuf's Pizzeria was open for business as he delivers a fresh slice right onto the stick of EP. He says thank you very much because he just seems like a polite boy, and he absolutely wires a wrister low glove side. The Canucks are up 3-2. Tyler Mott would deliver the dagger on a short-handed empty netter. Canucks win 4-2 and the streak is finally over. So game 2 against the LA Kings, and the theme of this video is the power play. I was really looking forward to seeing how our actual first unit would look like with the now healthy Brock Boeser and Alex Edler and Sam Gagner in the bumper spot. Except the game was a bit of a snore fest, a Willie D special if you will. Regardless, the Canucks I felt pushed the pace of play for a majority of the game, and if it were not for Cal Peterson, the Canucks could have won this game 4-1. Antoine Roussel had at least 2 to 3 glorious chances set up by Bo Horvat and Sam Gagner. But honestly, it was just a really weird game. I mean, Alex Biega looked like Quinn Hughes out there. Canucks end up losing in overtime 2-1. Blah. So my player of the week for this video, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but I'm going to give it to Sam Gagner. He's added an element to Horvat's line that I have been sorely wanting to see, and he's looked great since the call-up. In 3 games, he's had a goal and 6 shots and an average ice time of 17:39. On the 27th against the Kings, he was the Canucks' best playmaker with 6 primary shot assists. He was also very strong possession-wise with a 54.8 Corsi for percentage at 5-on-5. I thought that line of him, Horvat, and Roussel looked very, very good. So now let's get into some thoughts, and I thought I'd start off with the Sven Baertschi situation. He's still dealing with some lingering concussion symptoms, and it sounds like it just is going to take some time. He'll be meeting with the neurologist that helped out with Antoine Roussel and Thatcher Demko with their concussion situations, and hopefully he'll be able to give Baertschi some positive information and clarity on the situation. The guy has just had terrible injury luck, from pucks to the face to borderline illegal hits. He's been out of the lineup for a lot of his time as a Canuck, and the team needs him. He's a borderline 20-goal scorer who just signed on for 3 more years. I wish him well, and I'm hoping for a full recovery. Next, inspired by my good YouTube friend Canuck Clay, here are my ideal lines if every Canucks forward was healthy. I think Goldie, EP, and Boeser is a given for a top line. That line is dangerous, and they are only going to get better. Then I'd go with Jake Virtanen, Bo Horvat, and Sam Gagner. Remember, Sutter and Beagle are back in this lineup, so Bo isn't really tasked with going with all of the hard defensive matchups, and that will allow him to be put in more of an offensive opportunity. Put on Jake Virtanen on one of his wings. You have speed there to go along with Bo Horvat's speed and on the forecheck, and then you have Sam Gagner as the primary playmaker. that could be a very fun line to watch. Then you have Sven Baertschi, Brandon Sutter, and Louis Eriksson as your first shutdown line with some offense, and then your fourth line of Marcus Granlund, Jay Beagle, and Tyler Mott, your second shutdown line and penalty killers. Now, of course, this means Adam Gaudette would be sent back down to AHL Utica, and it's not that I don't think he's ready. I think he's shown enough to say that he could be a bottom six forward in the NHL right now, but I'd like to build him up as a top six forward, and just currently, he's not getting enough ice time. Let him play in a top six role in Utica and help out that team down there and being shouldered first unit power play, first unit penalty kill, and top 6 minutes. And lastly, we'll talk about a recent The Athletic article talking about a potential Brock Boeser contract. The article's basically talking about how the William Nylander situation is one of the first of this new RFA deals where the guys like Mikko Rantanen, Mitch Marner, Braden Point, Kyle Connor, and now Brock Boeser will most likely be commanding more money than guys like David Pastrnak and Johnny Gaudreau, other guys that have recently come off of their ELC contracts and gotten in the $6.5 million range. In the article, the writer talks to an agent who suggests that the Canucks could be willing to go anywhere from 6 to 8 years at an average annual value of $8.5 million. So first of all, the agent wants to use this Draisaitl deal as a strength of his argument, saying that RFA deals are shifting in the NHL, but really it's just his job to make his clients more money. In my opinion, this Draisaitl deal should just be an anomaly, not the new norm. But regardless, I do think there is a bit of a shift. There's a new tier of RFA players like Mikko Rantanen and Mitch Marner, and they aren't going to be getting deals like David Pastrnak and Johnny Gaudreau signed. I won't try to guess those numbers, but I will speak on Brock Boeser, and to me, $8.5 million is insane at this very moment. As much as I love the guy and think he's going to be a stud, he hasn't even played 100 NHL games yet. His first year was burned from a 9-game tryout, so really we've only seen 2 NHL seasons, if that, considering his injuries, and because of that, in my opinion, $8.5 million seems like a reach at this very moment. I think it'll most likely be a bridge deal, 2 to 3 years, around $5 million seems right to me, and I think that's what the Canucks would want to do. I think if the Canucks went long-term out of the ELC, they'd want to go somewhere around $7 million. At least that's as high as I would go. That would still be $1.5 million more than Bo per year. However, I think Brock would want to bet on himself and take the bridge deal for 2 years, and then in his third contract, get closer to $8.5, maybe even $9 million, depending on how he plays. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please let me know by leaving a like, as it really helps me out knowing if I'm doing stuff right or wrong. And if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting subscribe and joining all of us on this Canucks journey. And with that, stay calm, keep your head on a swivel, and have a great day.